leap into an exciting new world of possibilities. Surrender to your ego.
Tell me how I'm supposed to feel alive when deep down I'm really hiding what I feel right now. I swear to God, the day I heard the news, I almost died cause I couldn't picture losing you. So tell me, what do I do? Who do I go run to when times is hard and I feel like I should cock it and shoot? You know, paint the walls red and watch the memories fade. I shouldn't feel the way I feel, but I've been carrying pain. Like, what the fuck? I just don't understand right now. We had plans to grow together, but you gone right now. I'm trying not to blame God, but I'm so mad right now. Cause every time I turn around, feel like he breaking me down. Like, God, please, just let me catch a break. I'm working on myself. I'm trying not to take all of my feelings and put them on the shelf. But it's hard when I need guidance, and you took away the only human that could provide it. I know that I should put my faith in you and stand beside it, but I feel like I've been drowning underwater in my silence. Can you hear me now? It's hard to breathe when you need oxygen. I'm trying to figure out if I could ever learn to trust again. Damn, but it's hard to hear when it's not quiet. The pain done turned to voices and they never give you silence. Praying every night, but I don't feel like I'm connected to you. I know that's wrong, but I'm so tired of trying to hide from my truth. And I wish that I could turn back time and take away the pain that I feel right now. Cause I feel lost, I feel broken, I feel so let down. I wish that I could turn back time and take away the pain that I feel right now. Cause I feel lost, I feel broken, I feel so let down. Dear Queen, if you can hear me lately, I've been missing you. I know your spirit here with me, but I just need to hear from you. I light a candle, pray to God, and every night I talk to you, but that don't take the pain away. I wonder if the liquor do. I'm sorry if I ever let you down, mama. I'm staying to myself just to avoid drama. Sometimes I be okay, and other times I wanna spaz a lot. To roll up on the cushion and inhale until I cough a lot. Never thought I'd ever see the day that I would feel this way. You were not with me. Never thought I'd ever see the day that I would feel this way. Now I'm feeling empty. Never thought I'd ever see the day that I would feel this way. You were not with me. Never thought I'd ever see the day that I would feel this way. Now I'm feeling empty. And I wish that I could turn back time and take away the pain that I feel right now. Cause I feel lost, I feel broken, I feel so let down. I wish that I could turn back time and take away the pain that I feel right now. Cause I feel lost, I feel broken, I feel so let down.
So again, what I was telling you earlier, surrender to your ego. Well, obviously, you laughed about that. You obviously know what that is about. Again, in order for you to further your goals, in order for you to move forward in a playful manner, you have to let go of whatever it is. Also, like I said, you have to let this mask down.
Oh man, oh man, oh man. Oh man, I don't know, man. Y'all heard it. Touched me on that one. I ain't gonna hold you. Welcome in, man. I love seeing you guys here. Make sure you guys are double tapping that screen, sharing it live. I'm your boy Biggie. This is CTV Radio, the most elite radio station here on TikTok, Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, Indeed, shit. I don't know where you at right now, but we on all of them. You feel me? So if you follow me on all of them, you already know the fuck vibes. Make sure you hitting that like button, double tapping that screen, or hitting the thumbs up. You know what I'm saying? But then also hitting the bell notification on any of those platforms because we up and at it. You heard? Welcome in, man. We about to see and talk to a dope young man, a grown man, young man of all many traits and favors and lives, and doing his thug thizzle, as you can see, man. His name is DeySean Cortner. So we'll be sitting down talking to DeySean Cortner tonight, for a hot little bit, man. So make sure you guys are following him on all platforms. That way you don't miss any more of the music that he has out. He's also going to be putting out a bunch of great new songs here soon. So we'll be talking to the effects of those. What does that look like? When are they coming out? How can they go and get them? All of those things in the middle. But first and foremost, we're going to make sure we bring him up. But make sure you're following me on all platforms, and make sure that you tapped in. I want a big shout out to all of my people over on Instagram. I see y'all. Big salute to you. Big shout out to all of my people over on TikTok. I also see you. And then big shout out to all my people on YouTube. What up, dog? YouTube. I see you too, man. Again, if you guys don't know what we do, man, we help independent artists gain exposure. We're bringing back the interview process, and this is one of our other interviews. The last one that we had was with Gibson, and that's how we found this young man. He tapped in with us and was like, hey, man, I would love to have an interview with you. Due to busy lives, it took a little minute for us to coordinate schedules, but here we are today. So I'm really excited to sit down and listen to his story and find out why and what it is that's causing him to be his best in this game. You feel me? So with no further ado, man, I want to say a big shout out to all you guys that's out there in all the social media lands and worlds. Make sure that you guys are sharing the live, double tapping the screen. But with no further ado, let's go ahead and welcome up my guy, my friend, y'all friend, our friend, everybody else's friend. This is DeySean Cortner here on CTVRadio. Word. What's good, King? How you doing?
Man, I'm blessed and highly favored, brother. Blessed and highly favored.
Won't he do it?
Man, all the time. All the time.
I love it, man. Shout out to Kilo, man. Kilo in the building over on TikTok. I appreciate you guys pulling up. Hey, so first and foremost, welcome in DeySean Cortner. Is that your actual name, or is this a stage name?
Yeah, that's my actual name.
Hey, man, you don't hear that often from you know what I'm saying, hip hop rap artists, man. Like, what made you stick to like not having the stage name?
Man, I did the stage name before.
Okay.
Like I did the stage name before. Before it was DeySean Cortner, it was Young Chink. And I got that name because I used to smoke a lot, you know.
Gotcha.
So, you know, eyes be low, chink eye, and it just stuck with me. But I mean, I got to this phase of I wanted to rebirth myself, you know what I'm saying? Because like at the time that I was that version of me, I guess you would say. Like, man, like I was that rapper that was talking about shit I never lived. You know what I'm saying? Like I was trying to fit in.
That part.
But yeah, so when I did the rebirth, I was just like, let me be who I am. I'm DeySean Cortner. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. And good to meet
nice
you,
to
King.
meet you.
Like, it's a pleasure. I've had the pleasure of listening to a good chunk of your catalog. And your message resonates, especially with all the content that you have out now. I'm glad that you did speak to the notion of the person that you were, the things that you talked about then, and then also what you have out now. So I've been able to sit down and like really listen through some of the songs that you have, some of the projects that you have, and I'm really intrigued about your, you know what I'm saying, your mindset, what got us here, because you're speaking some deep stuff. You feel me? Before we really jump into that, man, let the people know where you're from, you know, where you kind of originated, how, like, you know what I'm saying, those real easy questions, like when did you start doing this? You talk to that effect. First off, where you from, brother?
I'm from a very small town in Tennessee called Unionville. Most people have never heard of it. And hey, it's like one of those towns where if you blink, you'll miss it. You know what I'm saying?
We
If
done
you
all
blink,
been
you'll
through one of
miss it.
those, brother. Unincorporated. The only thing that's incorporated is the gas station, and that's barely that.
Look, and then you got DG markets, but they pop up everywhere nowadays. So it's like, man, that's nothing. And then you got a high school, and then once you pass the high school, you basically out of Unionville.
That's it. That's it. So okay, small, real small southern city. All right.
Yeah, real small, man. You got to travel 30, 45 minutes to see any action around here.
Gotcha. Well, so what's the closest big city to you?
Really, the closest known city would be Nashville. That's typically when people hear Tennessee, they either gonna know Nashville or they gonna know Memphis. I'm
Okay.
closer to Nashville than I am Memphis, though. Well, you got Murfreesboro, Tennessee, too. I go there a lot, but really the biggest known close to me is Nashville, Tennessee. Music city, country
Music
music city,
City.
but it's music city.
Have you performed in Nashville yet at all?
I did years ago.
Okay.
Years ago. That's something I'm trying to break into is performing. But when it comes to my style of music, you can't just perform my style anywhere because you can't just go to a club and rap what you just heard right there. Like they
Very
do not
true.
want to hear that.
Very, man, this man blowing my high. Like, what the
Man,
hell?
I was drunk before he got on stage.
Yeah, I'm out here thinking about my mama. Mama!
Yeah, you can't. So it's very. My music is very unique. You can't just market that anywhere and everywhere.
I got you. So we speak to, okay, years ago, obviously with the previous style of music that you did, you were out doing it. So when we say years ago, how long have you been in the game?
I've been doing this for 16 years.
Okay.
I've been really taking it serious, and I guess you would say the rebirth, the remarketing of self, that happened about 4 years ago.
Sure enough. Sure enough. Uh, I guess before, like, I'm just so eager. Why the sudden change? Like, what was it? A catastrophic event?
What what happened that sparked the rebirth?
That part.
Did you get to hear my song "Mystical Rituals"?
I have not. That's one I was on my way to listening to as I was putting all this together.
If you get time, play that one because that's what happened. What it was is I've always had an arsenal of music at all times because like I've
Absolutely.
always kept a home studio, so I record everything myself. I might send it off to other engineers and let them mix and master it, but I've
Mm-hmm.
always had a means to record my own music. That way you could just crank it out.
Mm-hmm.
And man, I had an arsenal of music, and then I got to that song "Mystical Rituals," and it was so powerful to me and so impactful the way it came together because I got an artist from Chicago. She's on there as well.
Yeah.
And the way that song came together once it was finished, I was like, I can't put nothing else out because don't none of my arsenal match the energy of this. Like it was like that song alone
Mm.
was a rebirth. Like if you knew me before that song came out and then you heard that song, you would look at that like that's a whole new artist. Like that's not even who we was just listening to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that song just kind of sparked it. And I went back and redid my whole arsenal.
Damn. And then so how many do you keep in the tuck? So with that arsenal, did you have to go like say a mini EP or 10 to 12? Like what does that look like? What does that process look like?
How many songs did I redo, or how many
Yeah,
do I
yeah,
have in
yeah.
the arsenal?
Exactly. Redo.
Um, to be honest, I scrapped everything I was working on before that song. I just backburned it, and I took time to go on a spiritual healing journey and just really tap into myself and figure out, ask myself some deep questions like, who are you? You know what I'm saying? Who are you as a man? Who are you as an artist? And I really just wanted to find my lane and find my sound. So everything that was before mystical rituals, it's just still sitting in a folder somewhere.
Sure enough.
Then I just started creating all new songs that kind of, I don't want to say it mimicked mystical rituals, but it had the same impactful feeling.
Mm.
What it was is I realized like, man, so many artists, not to down no artists, but so many artists are talking about the problem instead of trying to assist the problem. You know what I'm saying? So
No.
I didn't want to be that artist.
Sure enough. You don't want to keep adding to the flame. Why keep putting
Right.
lighter fluid on something that's already, You know what I'm saying? Burning. Why not start to create something that's going to change the narrative a bit? And that's the
Right.
thing that I enjoy about your music, right? And that's why I say it is a deep aspect to it, right? It gives us if you listen to it, especially the new stuff, right? The one that I end up gravitating towards was Drifting. That was one that I kept kind of like, let me run that back again. You know what I'm saying? Besides Drifting, we also had God, let me open this up so I can remember. It was
That's funny you
Led
said
by
Drifting.
Spirit.
Led by Spirit.
Yep,
You heard Led by Spirit.
absolutely.
The female artist of that song is the female artist that's on Mystical
Oh,
Rituals.
Mr. Okay. So you guys got
Yeah.
multiple tracks together then, right?
Yeah.
Love
It's
that.
funny because after the Mystical Rituals joint, I became her engineer. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like she started working with me, sending me her stuff. Like she liked the way I mixed her voice. So like we've been rocking with each other for about 4 years now, 4 or 5 years. Shout out to Nana Rose.
Shout out, yeah, because I was gonna say it's two different names, so it's dope that they are the same person. You know what I'm saying? Because I was gonna
Yeah.
say the one that they CME.
Oh,
Oh,
they
but I
see
see how to
me.
say. They see me. Gotcha. I
They
see how
see
it's
me.
set up. I see how to. Don't even worry about it. I see how it's set up. But no,
Yeah, see,
I.
that was another moment I was gonna rebrand myself again, but God said, no, you DeySean Cortner, because it didn't work out.
He
It
said you
didn't
did because it did. No.
it didn't
Now,
work out at all.
now, what you saying, the Lord? I noticed that you spoke heavily in a few of your songs of a spiritual a spiritual walk, or talking about the Lord just flat out. Like, did you decide to go on this path due to life circumstances, and or was this something that you like? I always been wanting to talk about our Father, but now I want to dig a little deeper into it. Like, is that like how did that pan out?
Um, Man, we come from the black community,
ACM.
which, that's that every Sunday, whether you want to do it or not, you're getting in that church.
Facts.
If them doors is open, you there. And man, it's so hard to have this conversation because I know everybody believes differently, and a lot of times trying to have this conversation sparks war. So I'm what I'm about to say is not to offend anybody in this
Amen.
audience,
Absolutely.
but man, I had always struggled with religion, like, cause like I never believed that you had to go sit inside of a church to have a relationship with God. You know, I just felt like church was mainly full of hypocrites. So I took a personal journey to say, let me fall back from that. That's once I came of age and I had the right to say, no, mama, I ain't going to church. I'm sorry, I love you, but
Yeah.
but I'm not going to church. If that's your thing, I don't knock you for that. But that's not where I find myself with God. I feel like my relationship with God is personal. It's cool to go be around other like-minded people when they're really like-minded, but when you step into a church and you can automatically feel the judgment, that's not cool to me. So
Amen.
I took my journey and I made it personal to where I don't connect myself to religion as much as I do spirituality. I believe that there's a higher power. I believe in God being the creator, but it's so much bigger than that. And I could go off of that for an hour alone.
Let
You
me
know what I'm saying?
say,
I could
don't lead me down that way.
look. Don't leave me there because I could deep dive on that one.
Facts.
That's a different interview.
Exactly. I was a whole different, and I'm willing to have that conversation. Right? It's good to challenge the mind and challenge what's been put in front of us, because if we continue to walk amongst the standard of what's been taught to us, then no, there's never any learning, right? And the only
Hmm.
way that you can actually learn is by pushing the boundaries. And I feel like when it comes to spirituality, when it comes to religion, you need to be able to push those things, because um, everything isn't law. Like, some things are law. Most of everything is law, but it isn't meant to be etched in stone. Because when we read that Bible, it's come from man. Man isn't to be known to know all and be all and do all, right? So it is
Right.
only meant to be, used to be as a reference, and everything else is within. Everything dwells from within. So
Yeah.
God has given you all that you need, all that you know. You know what I'm saying? It's just a matter of going and unlocking those small boxes or big boxes that's inside of you to be like, now I get it, type shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I love that you have that mindset and that thought process. Lovely Rose over on TikTok. We see you out there, man. Appreciate you being here. Make sure you guys are double tapping that screen, sharing the live tonight. We're sitting down with DeySean Cortner. We're having a good conversation, man. I want to take a second, man, of a bit of a break and listen to a song of yours, and then kind of get your feedback. So, you've already spoke to it. You already given us the how, like, you know what I'm saying. This is why this song was created. I want to dive a little bit more into the why. So we are going to start tonight from the listening side of the world. We are going to start off with Mystical Rituals, and then once that song is over, just kind of tell us how you feel about it, hearing it again. Tell us why it a little bit more into it. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense.
I got you. I got you,
man. Ladies and gentlemen, again, this is DeySean. Let me point this way now. He's over here. So this is DeySean Cortner, man. This one here is called Mystical Rituals featuring, can you say your name for us again?
Anana Rose.
Anana Rose here on CTV Radio.
Oh, yeah. It's CTV Radio. Live. In the mix with Biggie.
Who made you like this?
I'm ritualistic, becoming mystical with it, creating manifestation under the full moon. Take a look in the mirror, notice my vision is clearer, starting to see what I couldn't see in this third dimension. Pay attention and listen, the message coming so vivid. I think I finally understand the reason I'm created. It's not my creative vision, it's been my spiritual mission, taking effective position inside this holy grail. I'm connected with powers, picking these spiritual flowers. Inside the garden of Eden is where I find my peace. So don't go looking for trouble inside this mystical jungle. I see the fire inside of me burning brighter now. Under the essence of moon, I give my blessings to you. Under the essence of moon, I give my blessings to you. Under the essence of moon, I give my blessings to you. Under the essence of moon, I give my blessings to you.
Light me a Cuban, swirl it in some brandy, make a visit at the crossroads. Violet fire, burning soul, contract flames, reaching 7 dimensions from this earthly plane. It's the 7 African wonder, the force of nature energy. Its spirit speaks in herbology, mugwort and purple psychedelic tea. It's frankincense in your bath water and yoni egg amethyst. It's peach Hennessy ceremonies in the bed sheets. It's Shango's favorite song, sex, magic, ritualistic freaks. It's that sacred geometry and natal chart astrology. My Venus is in Scorpio, so you know what that means. I like my love intense, long and strong. It's that fire sign mixed with that water. Make it steamy, make it creamy. Rituals. Drinking yoni juice and Rita margarita. You know what I mean?
Big shout out to Monetized Pain in the building, man. I love the feedback. We'll read to that in a moment, man. Hey, man, make sure you guys are all commenting, man. We appreciate you all being here with us tonight. So hit that comment section. We'll read
Most
or
definitely.
post it here on the screen. So let us know how y'all feel about what y'all hear with us tonight with DeySean Cortner. That song there was called Mystical Rituals, man. Talk to us about it, man.
Man. All right, so that
how do you feel?
amazing. Like to look back at it, because like as an artist, like most of the time, once we put something out, we don't ever really think about it too much. Like after the initial promo of it, it's like, all right, we're on to the next thing. But That was just one of them songs that kind of wrote itself, man.
Okay.
Like looking back at that song, even in the moment of creating that song, it was like I don't feel like I wrote it. You know what I'm
Sure.
saying? I feel like it was like God was with me or ancestors was with me because I had never made a song of that caliber. And a lot of my songs that I still have in the arsenal is exactly like that. It's like to look at them songs, it's like, man, you ever heard somebody be like, man, I wish I wrote that song. Like they hear a
Yeah.
song on the radio and it's so hard. It's like, man, I wish I wrote that song. Like that's been me for so long. And to think that I actually have songs that it's like, damn, I can't believe I actually wrote that
Did
song.
that. Facts.
Yeah,
Facts. You tapped in.
that's what it looks like now for me looking back at that song because it's like, man, it was a beautifully crafted song, in my opinion.
Right. 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 No, I think so too, and I think the adding of her vocals to the not being singing but like spoken word, real poem spoken, I think
Yeah,
is top tier. I think that was executed flawlessly because it added contrast to what you were already doing. Um, I do know that some people do feel differently. I'm not saying that this is a bad way, but I love the feedback on this one. Monetized Pain goes to say, feels like so many of the people with the message see only one or two ways to give it to us. He goes, lyrically, Miracle isn't the only way to hand your message to us. It's hard to receive it and enjoy it. I love that feedback, right? Because this is an older track for you, so that's not something that you always dwell in. And I think where he's coming from to be able to give him voice beyond the 150 characters that he has, it's just to say that it doesn't have to be so in depth all the time. And I think that is where we're starting to see the spin of uplifting spiritual music to where it gives it into so many fashions, right? Where it could be a dance, it could be a bar, not bar heavy, but a how do I say give me a second. I'm gonna get it. Like a setup punchline. It can be given into a
yeah,
setup punchline space instead of it being like, the way that you know what I'm saying, you commence this one. And that's what I do enjoy of, hey, all right, this is a deep message, but it doesn't have to be so prolific, so to say. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
I think if we tend to dive into more of what your music sound like, I think you might end up giving us more of all sides. You know what I mean?
Right. And I'd like to chime in on that to say
Go for
that
it, man.
one of my biggest fears when I did this rebirth rebrand of who I am was that people were going to mistake me as a spiritual artist. I'm a spiritual being. I'm not a spiritual
Okay.
artist. The song that's about to come out, that's a put your kids to bed, don't let your kids hear it type of song. You know what I'm saying? I
Facts.
write music about what I'm feeling in that moment. So I'm a balance of, yeah, sometimes I'm feeling like I'm in my spirit. I need to talk to God on this song because I done went through some things that made me have to, hey, let me get on my knees real quick, God. I know you see me down here going through it. But
Okay.
then in a hot moment, I might look at my queen one time and be like, "Oh, you look good," and then I just go write a song about it. You know what I'm saying?
That see, so here's okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to walk beside you on this one, right? Because I feel, and this kind of goes to what we were speaking a little bit earlier, right? Whereas you say that you're a spiritual person, not a religious person, okay?
Hmm.
And I
Absolutely.
think that goes into what we speak and how we do. It's like, okay, hey, it was a person that I seen online. And he was like, hey, look, I might dwell in God, but I still cuss. I ain't
Absolutely.
I ain't been fully healed yet. Like I ain't fully there yet. Like I'm still
Absolutely.
working on me.
Absolutely.
But even then, let's say that you're doing everything correct, right? You said you're queen. I would only perceive and think and hope that you're married or whatever
Yep.
unionship that you guys call that, and you do it per the way that you guys believe in. So then, with that being said, you can talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Like you can bring that into fruition because that's how guys see it to be. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Compared to like saying that, I'm out here all around the world, You know what I'm saying? I got 304s in different area codes. We don't ask for that. God doesn't ask for that, right? So
Yeah,
from a spiritual space, he wants you to talk about, yes, what I do with my beloved wife, you know what I'm saying, Mrs. I can put that on the track. So that's why I kind of want to walk with you and say, I hear you. You can give us both. Not saying that you have to label yourself, because I'm not saying that we should label ourselves, but I'm saying that you should have that freedom, and I'm glad that you had that freedom to speak how you want on and how you feel.
right, right, right. You
Okay,
don't. Yeah, I got some different stuff in the arsenal though. This is kind of just where I started. Like, you know, with the rebirth, the mystical
right,
ritual.
right.
I wanted to purge out my feelings to where I could clean the slate and come back and get like, man, I got stuff that'll make you want to dance. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I love that. I love that.
I got all types of stuff. Like people are gonna be I always say this, like, man, I'm probably the weirdest artist that the game will ever see because, like, you're gonna be confused. Because one minute it might be this vibe, the next minute it's gonna be this vibe. Like, I wanted to break the mold of what people think artists should be.
Sure
Because you know,
enough.
most of
Sure
the
enough.
time when we hear an artist, we hear this artist for one sound and then we expect that one sound every
Mm-hmm.
single time. If that's what you came out as, most of us go, well, you can't switch now. Like they did it with Lil Wayne when he came out with the rock album. Like why Lil
Facts.
Wayne can't do a rock album? You know what I'm saying? Just because he's
Facts.
known for the street music don't mean he can't dabble over here too.
I love that, man. I love that you gave that example because that is absolutely true. I'm glad that you gave that example. You know what I'm saying? Now, what I would love to do, man, is talk about what's next, Brody. Because I know we our time is a little crunch, right? I want to respect that. Talk about like what you just said that you got a lot of things, a lot of flavors that you're gonna dabble into. What's our project look like? Our first project look like to showcase to the world that's coming up?
And my next song, Goddess.
Okay.
Be on the lookout for God. Oh my God.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Be on the lookout for Goddess. It's I literally just created this song like maybe 2 weeks ago. Like I was in the studio, maybe not even 2 weeks ago. I think it was like last weekend I came up with this and it came together so fast. Like I was just sitting here listening to beats. I found a beat. I got to creating to it. I sent that because the way I create, which I've told my TikTok audience, like my kind of like my formula,
Yes, sir.
I'll go through like a million YouTube beats until I find one that makes me want to write to it. I don't never force nothing. The beat got to tell me what to say, if that makes sense. Like I got to hear the beat tell me like, okay, this is what we're gonna talk about. So when I came up with that song, I had found the beat. I sent it to my producer because I always have my producer build around my vocals. Like I don't never use the example beat. That's pretty much like the demo, the example run. Now,
Sure
hey,
enough.
take this, give me an exclusive that fits it, that's tailored to that. Man, we threw this song together so fast, and the snippet on TikTok right now is going so crazy that it scared me because I'm not used to people giving that type of feedback on TikTok when it comes
Yeah.
to my music. Like most people on my TikTok, they know me for the positive, uplifting messages or just me being a goofy, silly, fun-natured guy.
Yeah.
So when it
Yeah.
comes to my music, like my views might be low, but when I put that snippet up, like man, I think that thing shot up to like 824 hours. I was like, that ain't never happened.
Oh, okay.
You know
Okay.
what
Right.
I'm
It's getting
saying?
good motion. It's getting good motion.
Yeah. So now I'm like, okay, I gotta push. So my engineer, he has it now, and we're gonna be jumping on a Zoom call tomorrow night to finalize the mix and master of it. So I want to get it out within. I want to get it out before it start getting cold. Put it that way. Maybe the top of the fall.
Okay. I like that. So
Maybe the top
talk
of the
to us.
fall.
You gave us a little bit of understanding about your process, right? Help if there's any independent artists out there. What are some of your tips, tricks to release date? So you got an idea of when you want to release this. What are some of the things that you're stewing over to decide on, like marketing and pushing towards this single up until release date?
To be honest, I'm still learning that myself.
Okay,
Like I would like to say that I'm in the trial and error phase,
sure
you
enough.
know. because things with social media now, back in the day, it used to be trunk to trunk. Like you had to hand out your CDs, and you know what I'm saying. Now with social
Facts.
media, the ways to promote switch every day. So like what might have been working for you, let's say 2 days ago, like now you got to switch up the method a little bit. You gotta tweak this and tweak that to get it back in motion for you. So I'm still trial and error with it, but I will say one of the biggest keys that I have learned is content, content, content. Like if you look at any artist on TikTok that's promoting their music, which is where I'm the lane I'm trying to get into, man, they might have 100 different video clips to the same 30-second clip of that song. So you done heard this same 30-second clip 100 times, but every time you hear it, it's a different visual behind it. So content, man, it's all like for me, it's all about that's the lane I'm trying to move into is making sure that when I'm getting ready for a release, content. Like if you ain't got your content ready, don't drop that song. Because if you put out that song without any content, without anything, without any motion behind it, then how are people gonna know that the song is out? You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, as you can see here, man, Mike Classy saying, "Hey, let me know how I can help, Brody." And that's one thing that I love about this community is that people are always willing to help, but not only that, support. You feel me? So try to tap in, Mike. If you want to go look him up, his name is right here. It's oops, forgot it. Right, there you go. All right, DeySean Cortner. I think that should be out on all platforms. Same name everywhere. I do know that for sure on Instagram. Look him up, DeySean Cortner. And then, see how everyone can help benefit one another. Now, that's one thing I talk to when it comes to the independent artist space is like content is king. You know what I'm saying? Like really figure out how much content you can create in small doses that's going to stay appealing to your consumers.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If you're heading out, if you're getting ready, quickly set the phone up and just take videos and then try to chop it down later when you're laying in bed, but use your sound. You know what I'm saying? Or do it to
It
where,
really
like I
be
was
so
just,
simple.
that part. It sounds simple. Don't get me wrong. It sounds simple. It is a little bit of work.
Yeah, it's time consuming.
It's time consuming.
But like I come from that mindset of man, it's hard to get content. No, it's not. You can literally take a 60-second clip of you walking into the mall when you about to buy a fresh pair of shoes or something, and then put your audio on it. They don't need to hear the background noise. All it's about is your song audio. So you
Right.
can take the simplest little thing that you're about to do, put your audio on it. That's content. Maybe throw a couple effects on it, or throw a little dope little filter on it, or whatever. Make it polish it up a little bit. Which nowadays you can do all that from your phone. So there's no
Hey,
excuse.
from your phone, bro.
There's no excuse. we have a almost 2,000. Most of us are walking around with an almost $2,000 phone in our pocket right now, especially if you team iPhone like myself. And if you ain't tapped into the potential of your iPhone now, I know a lot of the videographers are probably gonna come at me for that comment, but you can do a lot with a little. You know what I'm saying?
Don't say that. No, dude. There's cinematic movies
Come on,
that are out that was
come on.
shot by an iPhone. Like, no, don't do that.
You
Like,
feel me?
there's top of the line actors that performed in front of an iPhone, bro. The whole series To See on Apple Plus was shot with an iPhone. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So yeah, no, definitely don't downplay that, man.
But I
There's so
have
much to
seen the
learn.
wars. I have seen those wars with real videographers versus the iPhone video. Like, man, y'all must not be doing your research. Like, they have whole rigs that you can buy for your iPhone now that
Man,
literally
don't get it wrong.
transforms that thing.
Right? Don't get it wrong. That's the real thing is the real thing. Having a $30,000 unit, that's the same as if I were to, an artist that's like, oh, I'm on BandLab. I'll never tell an artist, well, don't downplay BandLab, but don't let that be your final destination. You
Right.
should not be submitting music that was done on and finalized on BandLab. Get into a studio or get with a well known, not known, but a producer or engineer that knows they shit, right?
Yeah.
Don't just leave their final cut being BandLab.
Right.
So I see the same thing, right? I hear and say and understand the same thing. You got to make them want it. Last thing that Mike Classy was saying, man, he said, make them want it. Tease them, right? Let them know that, what's coming up next is going to be the best thing smoking. Well, what we want to do before we finalize and close this up, because I had a really good time, but I want to also respect yours, my friend, is we're going to play one last song, man, and this one kind of stood out to me. I liked it. I liked it a lot. And what I like most about it was your approach to the song, right? So the song is called "Sun Goes Down," and it's your approach to the song.
Yes.
Your performance in it, like the whole nine. Once we get through it, we're gonna come back. We're gonna ask you your thoughts, kind of what helped you bring this song together. And then how you felt about that song once it was finished, man. So again, guys, if you want to go look them up. It's DeySean Cortner on all platforms. You see the name right there. Actually, you don't. Let me go ahead and fix that. I'm like, you see his name right there.
It's right there, I swear.
You do. I was about to say you do see it. You do. It's right there, but also right up under him, so you know that it's him. DeySean Cortner, man. This one here is called "Sun Goes Down" here on CTV Radio. Come catch this vibe. You heard?
I don't know who I'm talking to right now, but I know that somebody needs to know that you are important. Somebody loves you, somebody cares for you. I know you might be on the edge, you might be right there at the verge of giving up, but I'm here to tell you, if ain't nobody told you today, I love you, and you matter. Stay around.
Lately I don't know where I've been or where I'm going. Been feeling all these different emotions, I just can't show it. I know that I've been planning with purpose, just keep on growing and wait for my flowers to bloom. How beautiful. And I know that it gets dark sometimes, and I wanna cry no lie.
Come on, vocals.
I cannot end me, so please allow me to say, I know how you feel. I know how you feel. I know how you feel. How you feel. When the sun goes down and you can't see what's right in front of you, do you feel safe with what's inside of you? Now look around, no one to comfort you. Yeah, I know. When the sun goes down and you can't see what's right in front of you, do you feel safe with what's inside of you? Now look around, no one to comfort you. Yeah, I know how you feel. I'm drifting in and out of these mood swings. Lately I feel like I'm losing. Maybe I could pop a pill or two, and then I'll be alright. Painkillers never seem to kill the pain. I've been seeking God, I'm trying to heal the pain. Can you walk with me today? Can you help me ease this pain? Painkillers never seem to kill the pain. I've been seeking God, I'm trying to heal the pain. Can you walk with me today? Can you help me ease this pain? When the sun goes down and you can't see what's right in front of you, do you feel safe with what's inside of you? Now look around, no one to comfort you. Yeah, I know. When the sun goes down and you can't see what's right in front of you, do you feel safe with what's inside of you? Now look around, no one to comfort you. Yeah, I know how you feel.
Yo, what up, though? This Biggie, host of CTV Radio, the hottest indie radio station here on TikTok.
Projector systems are offline. Number one for today's hits and all-time favorites.
Come catch this vibe with your boy. We about to get it in, you heard?
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. I really believe that you did your shit with this one, bro. Like,
Man, I appreciate it.
it's the crossover for me, man. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate it.
He said Eli says so good. One of my favorites. Shout out to Eli Hunter in the building. Had a country feel to it. I ain't mad about it. I feel it. I like it. I like this one. What I like best is that your this in particular to this one, your sound don't match the look necessarily. You know what I'm saying? And
Yes, sir.
for some people to be like, man, I'm in every bag, and then they try every bag, and it's just like, yeah, you stick to that bag, right? Where it's like,
Right.
no, like I see you excelling in this space and giving us duality, man. Like not duality, but giving us versatility. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Talk to us about this, man. What really made you branch off into this sound for this particular record?
Honestly, it was an accident. Look, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I again I played a million beats
Sure.
and I heard the beat and I was like, and I'm this type of artist, like, I ain't done nothing to sound like this yet. Let me let me see what I can come up with. And when I finished it and I like really listened back to it, I was like, hold on, man. Hold on. Cause I mean, obviously the words that I'm saying is coming from a real place. Like, like I used to be like bad off on pills and smoking and drinking all the time. So the song is coming from a very real
A real
place,
place,
but
right?
the sound of that song was an accident. And it worked because so many people loved it. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, and again, it goes back to what you said. It's the versatility of me. Like, I
Right.
don't I don't ever want to get to a point to where people know what to expect when it comes to me. I want people to be like, what is he finna do next? Is it gonna work for him? Like, it might be, hey, I might do something next that you might be like, hey, bro, come on now. Come on. You know what I'm saying? And I'm
Like
cool
for
with that.
real, man. Like what are you doing? Right.
Yeah, I heard Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne is one of my biggest inspirations. It go, well, Michael Jackson, Lil Wayne, Kevin Gates. That's my top three biggest inspirations for why I do what I do. And I heard Wayne say a long time ago in the interview, as long as when you leave that studio, and this is paraphrasing, not word for word, but as
Sure,
long
sure,
as
sure,
when
sure.
you leave that studio, you gotta love what you're doing. Like it's not about what this guy say, what this woman say. As long as you're in love with what you're doing and you feel good about it, man, put it out. Because if you love it, you feel good about it, man. There's gonna be a crowd out there somewhere. Like you
Absolutely.
might you might not hit the same crowd you just hit with this last song, with this one, but you're gonna hit a whole different crowd. So each time that you're putting something out that's new to your audience, you're just hitting a totally different demographic. There's gonna be somebody out there that's gonna take to it the way that you did. But if you're not proud of your own work, don't put that out.
Not
That's
at
one
all,
thing I
man.
learned. If you ain't proud of your own work, don't release it because you'll resent yourself.
Oh man, good words right there. Shout out to Jonathan over on TikTok. We see you. I see you, brother. What up, dog? You heard? You know what? I kind of feel like I said that name wrong. Is it Ellie? I think Ellie. Eli? Do you know?
Ellie, that's my
Ellie.
homie. Yeah,
I
that's my
thought so.
homie.
Okay. Okay. I was like, I said that name wrong and they gonna let it ride. No, don't let it ride.
Yeah,
You know
that's
that
my
I be
homie.
messing up out here. Players mess up too. You know what I'm saying?
I do it all the time on my TikTok live. I'll be like, I don't know how to say your name. I hope I didn't slaughter it.
I appreciate you though, man. What's good? Wise words to Diz Boulevard over on Instagram. That is so true, man. I think so. When you were speaking, right, I started to think to the effect of well, if you keep changing so much, man, how are you going to maintain your community, right? Because you don't know who your community is going to be because you're going to be so eclectic. You don't know what your demo is going to be because you're so eclectic. But then I kind of resonated with it because you said, well, your core audience is they're gonna listen to you because they're gonna know you,
Yeah,
right? They're gonna like however they come to learn or love or support you, they're gonna stick to you that for that reason, and then embark on all these others. And then each time you go to a new space, there's just gonna be new people in each space, right? So I was like, okay, that makes sense. You know what
yeah.
I mean? But then, because because in my world, I'm like, you want to have the same consistent sound. That's how they're gonna know you. But in your
Now,
world, it sounds like you're telling me that you just need to be consistent.
now, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong, because there's times where I get in a serious bag and I might make five, six, maybe seven songs that are on the same vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
the beats ain't going from R&B to like a country vibe to like a rock vibe. It's I'm set in on R&B right now. Like that's all I'm feeling. That's the beats that's moving me right now. So I might have just did 7 R&B songs and just got those sitting in a folder. Then it might come around to where I got 7 rap songs that fit cohesively together. I got them in the folder. So it will come around to a time where you'll get, solid sounding EPs. But I don't know if you ever heard of Jessie Murph or not. Like I
Nah.
followed her come up on TikTok, and I followed a lot of artists come up on TikTok. But what I'm kind of going for right now with the whole different themes of songs, I'm trying to figure out which one's gonna click.
That part.
So I gave you this sound. Okay, y'all like that? Okay, cool. I'm gonna try this. Oh, y'all really going crazy for that sound? Okay, so I'm gonna keep that in mind. And then I just keep going through different genres, or not different genres per se, but different styles of music. Once I
Sure.
find that one that click, I might be like, hey, I want to stay in this lane. Like I really feel like when people hear Goddess, that's gonna be the lane I'm gonna be stuck in for a little bit.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
Not stuck in, but that's gonna be the lane I choose to stay in for a
choose to
little
be
bit.
in. Facts. You're gonna find more. You're gonna resonate with it more.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Hey, man, DeySean Cortner. If you guys haven't followed him already, make sure you do so. I know y'all like, how do we do that? It's simple, man. This shit ain't hard. Hit the search bar, type in DeySean. Make sure you capitalize that S. Put some respect on his name. You hear me?
My
Last name is Cortner. Cortner.
I'm
Look
so
him up.
glad you said that, capitalize the S. So many people don't get that is for a reason, man. It's like that for a reason. It's like that on my license, man.
Talk to him, man. Let him know why, man. Don't skip on it. Let him know why that is.
Like it literally it's for the pronunciation of it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's literally so you see the day shine. Like what I'm saying? It's like separating the 2 words. It's literally like that for the pronunciation.
That part. I
Like
think that's why they
some
do
people
the
put little asterisks and all of that. Like, no, man, no.
He say, no, just capitalize. Put some respect on my name, man. Hey, I rock with it, man. I've had a good time, Brody. I appreciate you, man. We've really come to our time, man. Besides me just saying it, but also if there's any variations out there that you want them to know how to find you, this is your moment, man. Let them know how to find you and where to go, my brother.
Well, first and foremost, I appreciate you for having me. It was really a blessing, for real, for real. I've watched you. I discovered you through Gibson. Shout out to him. We got a
Shout out
song
to our
together.
brother Gibson, yo. Big
Yeah,
Gip.
I don't know if you've heard our song. We got a song together too, Music Therapy Remix. He blessed me for that one. But yeah, man, my main sources of platforms, I guess you would say, would be TikTok. I dabble with Facebook, but really mainly TikTok, Instagram, and then when it comes to where you can find my music, that's all major platforms. So you got Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Google Music, any major platform that you can find music on. That would be how you find my music, and it's the same name on everything as far as I know is DeySean Cortner.
Gotcha. Hey, look. So don't run. Drive. However fast you need to
Man,
do it. Fly.
man,
Turbo speed.
get
Put
there.
the what is it called? I don't wear Crocs, so I don't know the name of it. But put it in the turbo by putting the Crocs down and go get and run up
You,
his music, man.
you
Put
talking
it
about
in
that little
turbo.
ankle thing on the back of the
The ankle, that's a turbo, man. Hey man, I appreciate it, dog. I love it, man. I thank you so much for looking out for me, finding us, and then also just continuing to have this dialogue to make sure that we get this done. I got a lot of other great things in the market, so I'm always keep you in mind. Whether it's me heading over to, I can't even speak on it, but I got a lot of dope shit coming, so I'll make sure that I'll keep you in mind when all this happens, because I do really enjoy your music and your sound. But with that, man, everybody please go find my brother DeySean Cortner on all platforms. You don't want to miss him. Please believe Queen is coming out when?
Goddess.
Got it. Excuse me. Thank you. Thank you for
Uh
correcting me.
Goddess should be out probably at the top of fall.
Top of
That's
the
my
fall.
goal, and I want to get back on here with it, but I might have to do like a censored version of that one to come back on here.
Please,
Like,
radio versions are welcome. We do take
yeah,
radio versions.
like y'all can go hear the real thing when we get off of here. But I know how TikTok and certain platforms be when you say certain things with their music, so I'll make sure my
Absolutely.
dude give me a radio cut of that one.
Please do. So actually, the snippet is out right now, right over on your page.
Yeah. It's out right now on my page.
Go get it. Go everybody, go run over there right now. Go over to DeySean Cortner on TikTok and run that shit up. Go pay attention. All right, man, that was it. So, brother, stick around for like a hot second, man. Just to kind of close this out, I'm gonna close it now. Talk to you for a hot moment in the green room. All right.
All right, I got you.
Ladies and gentlemen, another one. All I'm saying is it's another one, man. I love it. I appreciate him wholeheartedly being here with us today. DeySean Cortner, man. Let me give my applause up. There we go. Hey, and if I was having technical difficulties and it was hard for you to hear me, I do apologize, man. I'm working on getting my sound together. Big shout out to my guy, Mike Classy, for popping in and letting me know that, you know, my sound was a little iffy. So if it was hard to hear, I do apologize. I'll run this back, save it, fix the audio on it. But know that things are progressing, and y'all here with me the whole time. You heard? But we're about to get up out of here. If you are an independent artist and you rocking with us and you want your music listened to or heard tonight to potentially get moved around so you can get some exposure, tap in with us, man. We'll be jumping back on to TikTok around 11 o'clock Central Time. So if you're out in these TikTok streets, come holler at your guala. Just say, what up, though? You heard me? All right, that was another dope interview. This will be available on YouTube, and also coming back to the podcast, which would be CTV Radio Podcast. All interviews will be on the podcast. So make sure that you go tap in with us. And not only that, if you're looking for any merch or anything like that, go to ctvradio.live. Check out the website, you know what I'm saying, perusing around a little bit, touch and feel, click, put stuff in the buggy, bro. Like you do it on other websites. Just go put stuff in the buggy, and then one day you're going to be like, damn, I'm going to go grab that. You know what I'm saying? Go put it in the buggy. You know what I mean? Or the shopping cart. I don't know what y'all call it. I know in the South they call it buggies. I know, whatever, I'm different. I'm going, all right, whatever. Hey, look, continue to be your absolute best, because being empowered starts today. We live life, we love unconditionally, and we seek growth. When we do all three of those, we're in our alpha state. So stay primal and get after it. Last but not least, protect your peace and drink water. Protect your peace and drink water. Like my big brother TJ will always say, whatever you do, make sure you do it big. Again, big shout out to DeySean Cortner. You guys have a good night. We'll be back again when it comes to this music. You heard me? Peace.